the most prevalent time that comes to mind that I was talking to someone and I was like, oh my God, I'm doing a really bad job, was when I just hadn't read as much as I should have about what we were going to talk about. Like, on the one hand, I hate when you call experts and you're going to do an interview with them and they're like, so have you read my book? You can't read every fucking book, you know? Like, no, I have to interview 27 experts for this story. I didn't read your book. That's part of the reason why we're having this conversation, is so you could sort of give me, the relevant points and with the context for my actual story that I'm talking about, But there are there is some level of information that you do need to have and that you should have. Otherwise, you look like you don't know what you're talking about. And more importantly, you can waste your time. If it's a hard-to-get interview, like I've had to do, if you do interviews with like spokespeople for the VA, for example, it takes forever to set those up. Any kind of government person, it takes forever to set those interviews up. You have to write like 1,000 emails and explain what you want, and then they have to find the person, and it takes weeks, and all that. And so your time is really valuable in that interview, and if you don't know what you're talking about, which has happened to me before where I've been talking to someone and I realized sort of mid-interview it's not like it was my job to become a PhD on this subject before we had this conversation, but there was definitely like a minimum level of information and understanding that I should have had about about what we were talking about before I went into it. And because I didn't have that, I didn't use my time as well as I could have because I wasn't asking as smart of questions as I would have come up with if I knew what the fuck I was talking about.